Class, my name is Dara. Let's get this. Can you see me? Yes, you can see me. All right. We got 30 minutes of core strength, a little bit of mobility, warm up. I am a PT as well as a strength coach, so I'm gonna give you guys some PT tips. Subscribe to the channel to get more PT tips, core strength, all that stuff. Weights are optional, so you can bring that if you want to class. Not needed, always optional. Live class every Friday. Join me. Grab my free low back guide if you need more help with lower back pain. It is free. It is in the title, the caption, on my page. It's good. We're gonna go over some of that stuff today in class. Anyways, 30 minutes. So we're gonna start off in standing. We're gonna do a little bit of yoga, easy warm up, nothing crazy. Take it down onto the mat, get into an intense series. 3 moves, 3 rounds. That is the gist. Stretch, done. That's it. Again, weights are optional. Modify as needed. Listen to your body. Let's start by warming up. Easy yoga warm up. I always like to start off class with a nice simple sun salutation A. Simple warm up, reach to the sky, focusing on nice posture, right? Getting nice and tall, crown of the head to the ceiling, get some length in your spine. A lot of us, we are sitting all day. Let's get it going, get it moving. Inhale, reach, root your feet into the ground. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, shake it out here. Releasing any tension, just using this warm up, just kind of check in with your body. How's everything feeling? Any tight spots? How's my lower back or my hips? Before we get into our core series. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Starting off nice and slow. We will speed it up, hinging at the hips, bracing with my abs, tucking the chin and pull the shoulder blades down my back. Make this a strong pose. This is your hinge, your deadlift. Hold it here. Hands come down, plank. Hold the plank. We're gonna do a little bit of a plank in our warm-up. We're gonna walk out into our plank. So again, got sensitive wrists, just take a break. If you're here, spread your fingers nice and wide, pushing away from the mat, 1 breath. And then exhale, knees down, slowly lower elbows close to your sides. Uncurl your toes, press yourself up into a little baby back bend, little baby cobra. Pull the shoulder blades down your back, support, stabilize your back. Here, open, pressing through the fingers. Exhale, back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, downward facing dog. That is the entire flow. You do not need to be great at yoga to get some benefit. We're just getting some mobility, getting the hips, the ankles, the spine, everything moving, shoulders, just easy warm up. Pedal your feet, give your ankles a nice little stretch. Let's do that whole thing again. We're gonna do 2 more, just like this. Nothing crazy before we get into our core series today. It is spicy today. Just warning you, walk your hands back to your feet, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Articulate through your spine. Your spine needs to move through those little sticky spots to get it going, right? Inhale, reach to the sky, round 2. Lengthen crown of the head to the ceiling, get tall. Exhale, forward fold, knees are soft. 1 breath here. Inhale, halfway lift, hip hinge, hinging at the hips. Abs are on, chin is tucked. Hands come down, plank. I did say we have planks. Finishing out our warm-up. Again, I'll show you some options for the planks. Hold it here, 1 breath. Exhale, either knees down or all the way down. Challenge yourself, work that upper body. Uncurl your toes. Up dog or cobra. If this feels nice on the spine, come all the way up. I want you to pull the shoulder blades down your back to help stabilize and support that lower back, right? This should always feel nice, like a nice stretch, not like it's pinching into that lower back. Pull the abs on just a little bit as well. Lift the head, nice extension in the spine. We're hunched over stuff all day. Let's get some extension. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We're gonna do 1 more round and then we're moving on. Got a lot to cover in a short amount of time today. Some spicy ab work, some obliques, some other fun stuff, TBD, we'll see. Walk your hands back to your feet last time. Rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Got some reverse crunches, some obliques. We got some spicy stuff coming up, so get ready. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are soft. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten the back. Hands come down, plank. We have more planks in our warm-up coming up next. Hold it here, 1 breath. Abs are on. Exhale, lower however you need to. Work those shoulders. This upper part of your body is part of your core. Core is not just abs, right? You need that upper body, that posture to hold you back up. Last breath here, cobra or up dog. Again, this should feel nice on the lower back, right? Nice stretch, nice extension of the spine. The spine needs to move in all directions. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We're moving on. So we're gonna walk out into our plank. We're gonna do an inchworm from the back of the mat, walk out into plank, and then from there, optional push-up. Totally optional, but again, upper body strength, that is a part of your core, right? It's not just abs. We need that top part. We need the shoulders back. We need our spine protected, some nice lat strength. So work that upper body. A lot of people kind of neglect that, especially my runners and my cyclists. Get that upper body strength in. Walk your hands back to your feet. So come to the back of your mat. I want you to step wide. So again, we're just finishing out our warm-up with a little bit of mobility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of upper body before we get into our main series. So inchworm, I like to give my hips some space, meaning step wide, like maybe the width of your mat so that you can reach. And then when you're here, you can get into those hips a little bit and you're not like really squinched up rounding the back. So feet wide gives you this stance, and then you just walk out into your plank. That's it. And then walk back. So that's all we're doing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, walk it back. Right? Walk yourself back. Trying to keep my back flat. So I'm giving my hips nice space, nice width of the mat or wider. A little bit of a warm up, a little bit of core, a little bit of upper body, just getting us pumped for this main core series coming up next. Like I said, if you want to add a push-up at the end, have at it. It's always a good idea. These are nice moves because you know what? You don't need any weights to get some upper body in. So push-ups, pull-ups, planks. Great moves to add, especially if you don't have a big home gym or you're not going to the gym or you just need some more upper body strength, right? Let's do 2 more just like this, and we're going to take it down, finish out our warm-up, and get into our series. Got a lot to cover, short amount of time. Last one here. And then you're just gonna walk it out for me. And let's just finish with a little bit of a cat-cow stretch for the back. Everybody knows what cat-cow is. Kind of one of those really nice stretches. Knees down. Just getting some mobility through the spine. So exhale, use your breath, and inhale. And if you grab that lower back guide that I have out now, I go over a lot of breath work. That is key to core strength. It's also key to mobility, unlocking some tight, sticky spots in the back, mid-back, thoracic spine. Use the breath. Exhale. Inhale, rib cage expands. Exhale, closes down. Right? You need mobility in that rib cage, that thoracic area, to help your spine move as well. Not just your upper back, but that lower back. But then also that breath work, that diaphragm, that is the upper part of your core. Use your breath. Don't be holding your breath all the time. Engage, belly breathe. One more time. And then we're moving on to our core series. Hopefully we are all warmed up. Take breaks whenever you need to modify. This class is for you. I am just your guide. I'm going to go through a couple of moves today. So we got 3. That's how classes are on Fridays. Series of 3, modify as needed. I'll show you guys options. Weights are optional. So if you got them, bring them. 10 pounds, nothing crazy, right? Just doing some advanced core. So I'm gonna start here in my Russian twist position, not like this. I'm here. I like to grab here, engage my lats, those back muscles. That is going to help to protect, stabilize, strengthen your lower back. Grab the weights. I'm adding a twist. Again, weights are optional. If you don't have weights, that is okay. This is our first move. We are starting now. If you don't have weights and you want to add some complexity, we've got a long first set. This is one of my favorite moves. Why? Because I love it. Targets the obliques really well for me. I enjoy it personally. If this doesn't feel great on your back, you can come onto your back and just do some more bicycle crunches where your back is more supported. Again, you gotta be pretty straight up here and supported, right? This is not my Russian twist. Nice rotation, really aiming for some nice rotation in that upper back, and that's why I said we need mobility in that thoracic spine, right? We can't just do core without having our joints move well. So your spine needs to move. You also need that strength. If you want to make this harder, add the legs up, elevated. For some reason, I just don't really like doing that version because I think for me, I would rather hold a heavier weight and get more out of it with the weights than lifting my legs up. But it's up to you. If you want to challenge your balance, which is also going to challenge your core, you can do legs up, right? I find personally that when I have patients or clients doing that, they start to kind of lose their form a lot. So it sort of compromises the move. So you decide, whatever your challenge is. We have 3 rounds. You can do it differently next round. This is our Russian twist. Obliques. We've got a reverse crunch coming up next. Lower abdominals, deep abdominals, pelvic floor, right? So all these are parts of your core. Your breath, your diaphragm, your obliques, your pelvic floor, your lower back, your upper back, right? So core is not just abs, although you should be feeling your abs right now. So let's finish off in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. If you've got the weights, you want to make this next one spicy, I will show it to you. Otherwise, it is just a reverse crunch. Again, reverse means I'm squeezing, drawing out my pelvic floor here, and then I tap. Pelvic floor, those are muscles. That's part of your core. Everyone's got pelvic floor muscles. Guys too, right? Squeeze, pull. Now, if you want to add that upper body and the weights, here. Exhale, lift, right? You don't need the weights to turn this into a full body crunch. But if you've got them, you want to challenge yourself, have at it. Squeeze. Our last move is also going to be pretty challenging, an alternating arm and leg up, a V up, right? So we've got a lot of obliques, some deep core, squeeze. I want that booty off the mat, squeeze and lift. And if you're just doing the legs, here and tap, here, squeeze, exhale, lift. Everything is connected, that breath, that pelvic floor, that is the bottom of your core connecting to the top of your core. Your diaphragm is the top. Pelvic floor is the bottom. Zip it closed. And if all of this you need more help with, I highly suggest grab my free guide. I go over all this and I break it down into just a little 10-minute series for you to do every day. Exhale. Couple more. Then we've got our V-ups. Next, in 4. In 3, keeping that lower back pressed down. You can also just lift the head up. 2. And 1. My abs are sore. I think from doing this earlier in the week. I don't know. V-ups, opposite arm and leg. So again, I'm going to finish here. My lower back is pressed down. So if you look like this at the end with this little arch, that ain't it. That's wrong. Rib cage down. Connect. Glued. I am glued to the floor with my lower back. It does not move from this spot. There is no this happening. Exhale. Drive it down. Connect, connect, connect. Here. That's your V up. Opposite arm and leg. Obliques. Deep core. Kind of one of those exercises that looks sort of easy, but to do it correctly is quite challenging. In other words, as my legs go down, my lower back is glued to the fucking floor. Pardon my French. It does not leave. Why? If it's leaving and you're arching, you're straining your lower back. That is not the point. Your back's gonna hurt after class. The point of this class is to get your back stronger, not more agitated, right? So that is my key tip. Keep that lower back pressed down. That really means connection here. This should feel like a crunch 24/7. Hands can be behind the head. Exhale. Reach across. Across. A lot of you guys are kind of doing this little baby version of it. Think about really targeting across your body. Obliques. Drive power. Connection. Opposite arm and leg. Walking, running. I say this all the time. These are just activities of daily living, but this is also helpful for your sports as well to create power, right? Swimming, running, biking, running, rugby, hockey, whatever you can think of. Last few here. Then we're going to go into our second round, Russian twists coming up next. In 3, in 2, and 1. Rock yourself up into seated, not taking breaks. Let's do it. V twist, Russian twist. Got a lot of twists today. It's my obliques day. I love obliques. Find it challenging. Everyone's going to find their own moves. Again, you want a little bit of diversity with your core work, right? We're not just always going to do crunches. We're not just always going to do planks. We're not just always going to do holds. Some of it's dynamic. Some of it's cross body. Some of it's rotational. Some of it's forward and back. all right? Lower back. Got all sorts of targets to hit. Doesn't mean you need to do crazy jumping off of a Bosu ball type exercises, but just getting a little bit of variety in your week. And the class like this, a couple times a week, join my class, get some basic core strength. This is good not just if you are dealing with lower back pain, just to stay healthy and resilient, more powerful in your sports, or just as we get older, which is all of us. Twist, add some speed. Round 2. Reverse crunch is next. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Some speed. Here we go. In 4. In 3. In 2. Really rotate. On your back, reverse crunch. You pick whatever version you want to do. You can just do the legs, right? Here. The further away that you tap, boom, harder, right? Harder to control. So if you just want to do legs, just bring those legs down. Challenging. I like to do kind of the both together because I can really connect that breath. Exhale. Exhale. The biggest thing that I see with clients is that they're really not connecting at the top, so the rib cage is kind of flared. So they look like this, archy in the back. And that is not right. You're going to stress your lower back. So maintaining that upper body press down, right? Lifting the head up, or doing this full body crunch. Also, these ones just burn. I like these. They're hard, right? Exhale. Exhale. Speeding through. Second round. We've only got one more round for this. In 3. In 2. In 1. Drop the weights. Opposite arm and leg. Set it down, down. Connect. Exhale. Reach. Reach. Rotation. Rotation. What am I working? Obliques. Drop my weights. Yikes. Again, weights are totally optional, but I always tell people, even if you have a gym membership, it's good to just have some stuff at home. I really like to have a little kettlebell set at home. Nothing crazy, 10 pound, 20 pound, 30 pound, something like that. Good place to start. I have all these other lists and suggestions of how to build out your home gym. It's a lot of what I do is kind of just helping people figure that out, right? You don't need a ton of stuff at home. If all you have is a home gym, then definitely worth investing in some stuff. I have a video on adjustable kettlebells and adjustable dumbbells, where to get that, how to set up your home gym as well. Let's finish with these. Breathe. 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 Keeping that lower back pressed down, right? Exhale. Last round coming up. In 4. In 3. In 2. And 1. All right. Last round. Not taking breaks. Knocking it through. I want to finish with a little bit of lower back. So I'm rushing a little bit. I want to get a little bit lower back strength. Locked in. Squeeze. Shoulders back. Lean back. Abs are braced. You decide if you want to have legs elevated or not. That is up to you. Nice twist. Get some nice rotation. I love these Russian twists because they're challenging, right? Most people, as long as your back feels good in this seated position, most people definitely feel their obliques. It's also a great way to open up that upper back. Man, for me, sometimes I do these and my back just like kind of cracks and it feels good. Guess what? We're not really meant to be slouched and hunched over our phones, on our computers, and our bikes and driving all day, right? So get some movement in your spine. And if you can get some nice mobility in your spine as the same time that you're doing core work, boom, right? Win-win, 2 for 1, right? So I like my yoga. I like some of this core work. It's a great way to get some suppleness, some mobility in your joints, but also get some strength. Do both, right? Combine. A little bit of stretching, a little bit of rotation, a little bit of ab work here. Even just that yoga sequence in the warm-up, a little bit of abs engaged there, right? Upper body with our plank. Last set. And then we're gonna flip over, we're gonna do a little bit of lower back to finish off today before before we stretch. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do it. Reverse crunch. Last one. Squeeze and lift. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, maybe you just want to do the legs. Have at it. Lower back needs to stay pressed down. Again, my other tip, lifting the head up. It's going to help you kind of press the rib cage down, right? Rib cage, we don't want it flared, right? You're losing that connection from the top. This is a cylinder. And I talk about this a ton in my lower back guide, but really how you need all these pieces to come together, locked in, right? Whether your goal is just having more defined abs or being faster in your sports or just protecting your lower back from lower back pain as you get older, whatever, you need to understand how this all works and comes together, right? It's not just here. All the way around. Connect the cylinder. Breath, diaphragm, pelvic floor, abs, obliques, lower back, deep abdominal muscles, deep lower back muscles, all connects. Exhale. Last few, I'm gonna grab my weights. Just because. In 3, in 2, and 1. All right, done with those weights. Lay them down gently. Again, little 10, 20-pound dumbbells, kettlebells. I love kettlebells. I do a lot with kettlebells. I've done a lot of kettlebell certifications, so I prefer kettlebells for a lot. But dumbbells are great too, right? Getting some stuff for home, never a bad idea, even if it's just for stuff like this or just for my class. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Core work does not need to be hours and hours and hours. This class, maybe we're getting 8 minutes of core, 10, couple times a week. Fabulous. That is a great place to start. Keep it simple. You will get results from the consistency. It does not need to be hours and hours and hours, right? Last few. And then we're going to flip it over, do a little bit of lower back. Lock everything in. Exhale, reach. Reach. In 4. In 3. In 2. And 1. Turn it over. Lower back. Superman, superwoman's, superhumans. Connect muscle activation. Engage everything on the back side of your body. Posterior chain. Arms, back of the shoulders, glutes, lower back. Reaching to opposite ends of the room. Tucking the chin in. Tucking the tailbone under a little bit. Keep those abs on. Lift opposite arm and leg. And lower. I want you to think about lengthening through your spine. It's not about arch. It's about length. Get some space in that lower back. Reach, lengthen, elongate, and activate. Waking all those muscles up on the backside of your body. When you're hunched and slouched all day, those muscles are not getting used. They're just getting stretched. Pull them back. Wake them up. This is not about big, heavy, low back strength. This is lower back activation, engagement, giving your brain a little bit better connection, working on your posture, some reminders, lengthening. I'm not going to be slouched and crouched and hunched. I'm going to be lengthened, tall spine. And again, we'll finish class with a little bit of a posture reminder, just like we started. It's not about perfect posture. It's about alignment, right? Preventing injuries, just having everything run in relative alignment. That's your posture. That's ideal posture. One more lift, arch, lengthen. One more. Other side, reach, lengthen through the spine, activate. And then sit back into child's pose. So knees come nice and wide. Again, give the hips some space. If you're a tight, hippie guy, bring those knees wider and then sink back. This should feel nice on the lower back. If you're like, this doesn't feel good, bothers my hips, my knees, whatever, flip onto your back, hug the knees into the chest again. All of this stuff should be good. I shouldn't need to tell you that, but as a PT, you always want to listen to your body, avoid any movements that do not feel good, modify as needed, or don't do them. This class is just a guide, and then you modify based on what feels right to you. Take one more breath here. And then we'll finish with our stretches on our back. Nice and easy, flip over onto your back, hug the knees into your chest. Again, just taking you through some basics. I have more of this in that lower back guide. Modify as needed. Make these your own. Hug the knees, rock the knees side to side. Nice and easy. This should just feel nice on the lower back. Nice little massage. Kind of a nice one. Get a nice mat too. If you don't have a nice soft mat, get a nice mat for home. Some weights on a nice mat. Mini bands. That's about it. To start. Good place to start. Hug the knees into your chest, roll those ankles and the toes around, get those feet moving. Happy, healthy feet, that is your base of support. Keep those feet moving, healthy, supple, right? We want all these joints to be moving. It's not just about building strength. If you can't move, ain't no point in having all those muscles, right? You need both, right? Then you got the other people who are super flexible and they got no muscle, right? So let's just try to be a little bit of everything, right? Have it all. Supple joints, roll that hip around, just get into that hip joint a little bit. Nice and easy, mellow, should just feel nice. And then bring that knee across your body with that left hand. Find that position on you that feels good, right? So it could be here, could be here, could be here. Open the right arm out at an angle, getting a nice stretch into that chest and shoulder. And you're just focusing on where on your body, because it's gonna look different on you than on me, right? We're built differently. Where you're like, okay, when I'm here, it feels like a nice little stretch in my lower back or to my glutes or whatever, right? And then just make it your own. The goal is stretch, either a little bit of glute, lower back stretch, right? So you're just gonna have to kind of play with that, opening up through the chest, rib cage. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable, shake it out, releasing tension. Notice if you have any tension in the jaw, the head, the neck. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we'll finish with our figure 4 stretch on this side, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So come back to center, figure 4. Another hip opener. You can leave it here. You can also reach through for thread the needle. Really depends on what feels right to you and your flexibility. You can also do a pigeon pose, face down. Lots of other options. Roll the shoulders out, release tension. Just noticing where you feel any tension. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale it out through the mouth. Lower the shoulders, lower the shoulders. The breath is a big part of your core. Also a good way to relax your nervous system, relax your mind, relax your body. Breathe. Breathe. Last breath here, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. When you're ready, unwrap. Shake that left leg out. Hug that left knee in. Give it a squeeze. Roll the ankles and the toes around one more time. Get those feet moving, right? Ankles, feet, toes. Roll the hip around. Noticing how does this hip feel versus the other side. Everyone's got a tighter side. Nothing wrong with that. Just taking note. We're just noting where we feel stuff, right? And then bring that knee across your body. Same thing other side. And just notice how this side feels compared. Open that left arm out. Again, mobility and the stretching and things like this is nice in PT, right? I give this to my patients for a specific reason. Maybe they have some stiffness, tightness. But for all of us, it's also just a good chance to check in with your body. How's everything feeling? It's also a good chance to just relax. Breathe, release tension. If you have some stress going on, just stretch, right? Multiple reasons why this is helpful for all of us. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Releasing tension in the neck and the shoulders. We'll have our figure 4 stretch on the left side, and then we're just gonna finish in seated with just one more reminder of posture. And that is it for today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join me every week for live class Fridays. Sometimes I add more days, but Fridays, we are on next Friday, 9 a.m. I'll see you there. Come back to center and grab my lower back guide if you need more help. It is free. Roll the shoulders. Let go of the tension. Inhale through the nose, exhale it out through the mouth. Lower the shoulders one more time. And then exhale it out. Unwrap that left foot. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll onto your side. Let's finish with that tall posture. Just as a reminder, just to take this with you through the rest of your day, you can sit cross-legged. You don't have to sit however you want to. Just want to remind you of some of these cues. This is alignment for everyone. Ears over shoulders. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Chin is tucked in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale it out. One more time. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. Ears over shoulders, tucking the chin, lengthen. Take this with you through the rest of the day. Nice, healthy spine. And then exhale it out. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you got something good out of class. I will see you next time. Take care of your bodies. Have a great weekend. Until next time, guys.